Let us take another example. Here we have to find the rank correlation for this data set. So again, the steps: you assign the ranks. The repeated items would have been given had they been slightly different from each other, and find the average of those ranks. So first, let me use a smaller point of this pen. So let X be the income of men, let Y be the income of women, let R1 be the rank of X and R2 be the rank of Y. So let us first work with the X series values. So these are your X series values: 85, 60, 95, 60, 50, 75 and 60. So your X values here. Sixty, 95, 60, 50, 75 and 60. Okay, so if we look carefully, if you look here, 60 is repeated 3 times, here, here and here. Okay, so first we've noticed that. So let's move to the next step, which is to assign the ranks. The repeated items would have been given had they been slightly different. So the highest value here, again assigning ranks by in descending order. The highest value here is 95, so the first rank. Second highest value is 85, 2, 75, third highest rank. Now 60. So let us assign this 60 the rank, the fourth rank. Had this 60 been different from this 60, it would have been assigned the fifth rank. Had this 60 been different from this 60, it would have been assigned the sixth rank, and 50 the seventh rank. So what we notice here is that 60 gets repeated thrice and has 3 ranks. So what we do is we find the average of those ranks and assign it to 60. So the 3 ranks of rank 4th, 5th and 6th, there are 3 items, or 3 times 60 gets repeated. So 15 divided by 3, which is equal to 5. So yeah, R1 will be those items which appear only once, same rank, their ranks won't change, so it is only 60, will be assigned the average rank. Seven, 3 and 5. So your R1, it doesn't matter if you write your Y value, Y series first also, it's okay. Then you move to your R1 and R2. So let us just so that we don't get confused later, let us first write the Y series values. 75, 80, 85, 80, 96, 60 and 85. So we know what is R1, 2, 5, 1, 5, 7, 3, 5. Next, we calculate for the Y series. We calculate for the Y series. So use the same space over here. Let's see the Y series now. So Y values 75, 80, 85, 80, 96, 60 and 85. So in ascending order, okay, because for items that get repeated, we assign them the ranks that they would have been given had they been slightly different from each other. So ascending order, 96 biggest value, so first rank. The next value is 85, second rank, and what we notice here is that 80 is repeated twice. So let us assign this 80 the third so okay, we also have 85 before that, so third rank. So 80 gets repeated, which is the next high value. So if we assign this 80 the fourth rank, had this been slightly different from this, it would have taken the fifth rank, and this the sixth rank, and this the seventh rank. So here 80 is the repeated item and it has ranks 5 and 3. So we take the average of those, and also sorry, I made a mistake. So we have 85 as the repeated item, so let me just repeat it. Hence it's very important to notice or to check for those repeated items. So here the repeated items are 80 and 85, and according to the steps we have to assign ranks. We have to first assign the ranks the repeated items would have been given had they been slightly different from each other, and then we find the average of those ranks. So here the repeated items are 80 and 85. So let us first assign the ranks. So 96, again we're going in the descending order, the highest value, so rank 1. The next high value is 85, and 85 gets repeated twice. So if this was assigned the second rank, if this was slightly different from this, it would have taken the third rank. Then we move to the next high value, which is 80, but 80 gets repeated over here and here. Suppose if we assign this 80 the fourth rank, if this 80 was slightly different, it would have been assigned the fifth rank, or it would have taken the fifth rank. Then the next high value is 75, which occupies the sixth rank, and 60 the seventh rank. So two items get repeated. Okay, 80, it has two ranks, 4 and 5. We take the average of those two ranks, we get 4.5. Then 85 also is the repeated item, two ranks, 2 and 3. So we take the average of those two items, we get 5 divided by 2, which is 2.5. So your R2 or average, your R2, which is the rank of Y, after we've calculated the average ranks for the repeated items, will now look like this: 4.5, 2.5, 4.5, 1, 7, and 2.5. So now we rewrite those the R2 values over here. I have 6, 4.5, 2.5, 4.5, 1, 7, 2.5. So now we go on to calculate the value of D. Is R1 minus R2, 2 minus 6 minus 4, 5 minus 4.5, 0.5, and we find the values accordingly. Then we square these values. .25, 36, 16, 6.25. So we sum the squares and we get value equal to 77. So now again keep this formula in mind. We have to modify the formula in case of repeated ranks. This is the formula, and now we have to determine this part. So if you look here, if you look at this example, there are 3 cases of repeated ranks, or 3 items that got repeated. So if you look at the X series, 60 was repeated. If you look at the Y series, 80 and 85 got repeated. So there are three items which got repeated more than once, or in other words we can say that there are three items with more than one ranks. So this means that this will be added to summation d square 3 times. So this means that your summation of this will look like this. So next we have to determine this, this and this. We already know what the items that were repeated. From the X series it is 60, from the Y series we have 80 and 85. 80 and 85. So let us look at this part first. Let us say because m is the number of times an item got repeated. Now 60 from the X series was repeated 3 times. Look here, the 60 was repeated 3 times. Here, here and here. So m in case of 60 will be equal to 3. So this implies we get 3 to the power 3 minus 3 divided by 12. So this will represent this part. The next part is 80, and 80 was repeated twice. So here m will be equal to 2. So this implies this, and next value is 85, which was repeated, and this was repeated twice. So here m is equal to 2. Sorry, this part here should be 2 because your m is 2. This part to the power 3 minus 2 divided by 12. Remember, we can write in any order, it doesn't matter, it's all the same, which means that you can start off with 80 also, or start off with 85, then move to 80 and then 60. It doesn't matter, it's up to you. So now we know the parts, the different parts. We can just simply substitute the values. We know this part here is this much, this part over here is this much, and the other part is this much. So this is equal to 27 minus 3 divided by 12 plus 8. We write that properly, to the power 3 minus 2 divided by 12 plus 8 minus 2 divided by 12. So this is 24 by 12 plus 6 by 12 plus 6 by 12. 12 times 2 is 24, 6 times 2 is 12, 6 times 2 is 12. What you get is 2, 1 divided by 2 is 0.5, 1 divided by 2 is 0.5. So what you get is summation of m cubed minus m12 equal to 3. So we have solved this part, and we just substitute in this formula summation d square plus summation m cubed minus m divided by 12, number of pairs. Okay, so how many pairs? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So n is equal to 7 because there are 7 pairs of x and y values. Your summation d square is 77. This part here is 3. This part, we solve that. N value is 7, so 7 square minus 1. So we get 1 minus 6, 77 plus 3 is 80. 7 square is 49, 49 minus 1 is 48, so 7 into 48. And what we get is 1 minus 480. 6 into 80 is 480, and 7 into 48 is 336. So if we divide 480 by 336, we get 1.43, and we subtract, we get minus 0.43. So this is again a weak negative correlation.